Hey guys, today we have a huge day in the world of astrology. We have the Sun conjunct Pluto at 29 degrees and 59 minutes of arc of Capricorn. So to say this is significant would be a bit of an understatement. Now, in Capricorn, we have the last Earth sign, and at the very last degree, and very last minute of arc, we could say this is a deep transforming energy at the final degree of all the Earth. Okay, so that Earth element includes Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Capricorn represents the structure of society, whereas Taurus could be the foundation, so to speak, where it all begins, where the foundation begins. Virgo would be all the work that goes on in between time to create the structure, and then Capricorn would be the final structure. Okay, so it represents governments, institutions, and rules and laws that we all abide to or are supposed to abide to. So when Capricorn is the structure, so if we say that Capricorn is the building work, the brickwork, what Pluto represents is the underworld, what's going on underneath the surface, all the things that you cannot see. So Pluto really represents the unconscious element, the parts of society that things are done in back rooms, behind the scenes, and we don't really know what's going on. So if Pluto represents all the workings that are going on behind the scenes. Now, Pluto also represents, it can show us where the weaknesses are. So in Capricorn, Pluto has been exposing weaknesses through its journey through Capricorn. And when the Sun is meeting Pluto at this last significant moment of arc and of time, the Sun is shining through the cracks, and it's exposing any weakness that's in today's current society, the structures of society, and that goes all through government. So let's look at where this falls. So there it is there's the Sun conjunct Pluto, and that's today at 13:44, and this is Belfast, Northern Ireland time, UK time. Now, it actually receives a trine from the moon at a very similar degree, very close degree. That's the exact point of conjunction. And the moon represents, in mundane astrology, the moon represents the people in general, the population. So a trine aspect is an easy harmonizing flow of energy. So what we're seeing here between these two earth elements is the people's need for society to restructure. So we need new foundations to build upon because the current structures are in dire need of transformation. And we can see that in the world around us. And all we have to look at in Northern Ireland, the country where I live, we have the perfect example of that energy playing out in today's society. On the 18th of January, a couple of days ago, we had the biggest strike ever by the public sector in Northern Ireland. So the country came to a complete halt, pretty much. We had an estimated 150,000 public sector workers. They were on strike, and it was to do with a cost of living pay increase, and it cannot be implemented because of the DUP boycott of forming a functioning Stormont executive. So the DUP kept pushing the ball back to the Secretary of State, but the Secretary of State was holding firm. He wants a functioning government in Northern Ireland. And with the DUP boycott, he's starving the people of a basic need because every other country in the UK has received it, and there's money there which the DUP will not form a government to be able to implement. Okay, so that's a large amount of the population who are suffering because of this political stalemate. So there has been rumours that the DUP will go back in, but that remains to be seen. They've have stayed out so long now. They're asking for considerable change to the Windsor framework, and at the minute it looks like they're just going to change the wording slightly to appease the needs of the DUP. But what we are at on a larger scale, we could be on the verge of well, we already know there is a decline in unionism now, and we've had the rise of nationalism over the last couple of years. So this could be the pendulum beginning to swing in the other direction, maybe in favour of a majority nationalist. And the longer the DUP stay out of government, the more it favours a united Ireland to come quicker than expected or forecast. Okay, so big things. This particular astrological configuration speaks volumes in terms of what's currently going on in Northern Ireland. Okay, now on the day of the strike action, the sun was approaching its conjunction with Pluto. It was only a couple of degrees away. And whenever a planet is approaching, it's applying its aspect, it's said to be stronger. So we certainly seen this 2 days ago when all these people, all these workers turned out in force at their disgust at the Stormont stalemate. So we also had the moon in Taurus approaching the Mercury of that's the chart of Northern Ireland. And again, the moon is the people's mood, what the people need and feel. And it was approaching a conjunction. Now, this was in the afternoon, whenever the biggest crowd had formed around the City Hall. We have the moon approaching a conjunction with Mercury, and Mercury is communication. So the people want the politicians of this country to communicate and move forward. Okay, so that's the general mood that occurred on that day. So moving to Aquarius, shortly after the conjunction at 1:44, the sun will move into Aquarius, and then a few hours later, the Pluto will move into Aquarius, but that's not until the early hours of tomorrow morning. And so this is a big shift in energy. So the Aquarian energy is future oriented. So it represents technology moving forward. Okay. And that's the air element. So air is all to do with thought, intelligence, inventiveness, creativity. But it's all about moving things forward to implement freedom so that our lives can feel more free. We have more time to do the things we want to do. So hopefully this is going to be a thing moving forward. Humanity, Aquarius, as well as humanity and community focused. Okay, so it's all about bringing all communities together. Okay, there is a collective, a real strong collective theme with Aquarius. And with this, because Pluto will spend about 20 years in Aquarius, we have the urge to transform. Okay, so it's to transform humanity, transform the communities. Okay, now there's much more with Aquarius, but that's for another one, a different presentation completely. But in terms of personal themes, what you want to look at, where is Aquarius in your chart? Because in the actual part of your chart in the quadrant or house area, that's where you're going to expect to feel the most change. And where you're letting go is where you have the final degree of Capricorn as well. And they're probably going to be in the same house, which will signify the same area of life, where this energy will dissipate. Okay. So do you have any personal planets in Aquarius? If you do, it will be activated by the Sun and Pluto moving into that sign. So the air element and any planets in that will be activated. I have two there myself. I have Mercury and Venus in the sign of Aquarius. So no doubt I will be undergoing steep transformation in the years to come. But I welcome that because it's all about evolution, soul evolution, and the evolution of life going forward. So the question you need to ask is, how are you going to use this energy moving forward? Will it enhance and will it further your ideas of personal freedom and reinvention? So it's a very significant to ask at this time and over the next few days, and embrace the change, welcome it, and go out and be active and help the change in your life. Okay. So I'm available for consultations, yearly forecasts, natal chart interpretations, general inquiries about astrology. You can get me on Facebook. And so please like and subscribe. Now, I'm actually on my way out because I've recently found that there are more astrologers in the local area in Northern Ireland, and we've somehow made contact and we're arranging to meet today. So on a very significant day when we have this monumental aspect between the Sun and Pluto at the final degree of Capricorn. So I'm very looking forward to meeting up with some like-minded people. So it's all good going forward. And I thought I had COVID, but I'd done a test. Turns out it's negative, but I am having COVID-like symptoms, but it's probably just like a heavy cold. So loaded with painkillers. But anyway, I wish everyone all the best going forward. This is a deep, transformative time. So, as always, I'm available for personal inquiries and anything like that. So, enjoy the weekend. Over and out.